right, good morning one and all. We are privileged to have with us Mr. Rishi Mehra, a distinguished finance professional with over 26 years of rich experience in research, consulting, and corporate training. He currently serves as senior consultant with the DEA-AJNIFM Research Programme, Ministry of Finance, where he has led several impactful projects shaping India's financial landscape. A multi-qualified professional, CFA, MBA, CTM, LIFA, and IFRA. Mr. Mehra has also inspired minds as visiting faculty at premier institutes including IIFT, SRCC, FMS, and IIT Delhi. An accomplished researcher and author of 5 books, he continues to bridge the worlds of policy, academia, and practice with his insights on financial markets, risk management, and corporate finance. I request Mr. Mehra to please come up and take the session for all of us. Thank you.
Mr. Mehra is expert of the area, especially in the finance. He has done lot many works on the innovation and creativeness. So far, the financial world is concerned. So this is a privilege, not only to the student, but the faculty as well, to have a good interaction with Mr. Mehra. This is my advice to you all. Whenever you get chance, kindly interact with the good question with Mr. Mehra at the end of presentation, so that you could take away much more things from this auditorium. Thank you.
Thank all of you to give me this opportunity to share with you. And it's not a technical session today, but certainly it concerns all of us, because it will be very interesting for all of us to know where India is heading, and the young minds sitting here, by the time you would be skilled and experienced professionals, how would this country look like? So how many of you would like to see what India would be 10, 20 years down the line? Would you like to see? So let us, have a vision. And in this discussion, we'll also come to know about few myths that we are all carrying as young minds. We should be clear about all these things. So I'll just share a few things about this. Can I have the presentation, please? What is to understand is India's financial system, and we are targeting Vision 2047, and it is in line with the government vision. Anybody knows why this year 2047 has been marked?
100 years of India's independence, no?
Absolutely. So can I say it goes linked with 1947, and now 2047, India is targeting to be a developed country. Currently, India is a developed country? It's a developing country. So we are hoping by 2047, you all would be talking about to the world saying that we stay in a developed market. So let us see the runway of the financial markets, that how the financial markets are there, because if the runway is good, you understand the takeoff can take place nicely. So can we have the next slide and to see the runway? And here, I would like everybody to focus on this. Next, please. Yeah. Can you just all see this map and tell me which countries are highlighted on the world map? Can we have one word for these selected set of countries? Wonderful. I really appreciate. This crowd is a wonderful crowd here. Next. You see, these are all developed countries. Now, let me just ask all of you, and I would love if you can interact with me. What exactly is your opinion when I take the names of the countries like US, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Japan? What exactly comes to your mind? Are these countries good, bad, they are developed? I mean, whatever. Can I hear a few words about this? Whatever your perception is. Economically strong, technologically rich, wonderful. Sustainably developed, wonderful. Anything else about these countries? A lot of people from India, you know, they've been traveling and they vision one day they should be going here. Some go for studies, some go for jobs, some go for businesses, and they look forward to go to these developed countries. So in simple words, do you think they are actually the strong economies, financially good, etc., etc.? Can we have one or two words about this? Whatever you feel. Say.
Okay. I represent you. I think the GDP, they are good in the GDP. First, second countries economically strong from the developed.
Yeah, somebody said something, yes? Literacy is high. How about financial things here? Financially, kaisa hai ye?
Foreign trade investment is very strong.
Very strong, wonderful. I appreciate. More to contribute? Say anything. Acha, financially good or bad? Wonderful. So now, let us go with this word here, whether you're right or not. Can you please click this button, live fact check. So I am taking you to a real data which is released by US, the government agency here, and this is coming directly from the government agency, so we can trust this data. And this is a live data. You would see this data running live. So sometimes people actually take their hands head here. Can you read this? Data 37532, somebody? How much is this number? Wonderful. So can we say 37 trillion? 37 trillion is the amount which US has to return to rest of the world. They have borrowed this much money. And let me tell you, India's GDP has just touched 4 trillion. And that makes us the 4th largest economy of the world. So we have now started boasting that we are the 4th largest economy in the world, but having how much only? 4. How much they have to return? And is it increasing or decreasing? Carefully see this. So you understand what exactly is the situation. Never ever judge somebody by only looking at their income. How about if I tell you that somebody is having an income of 1 crore a year? What is the first perception that would come to our mind? Rich person. Yes or no? How about if I say out of that 99 lakh is spent? So what is saved? Now we'll start rethinking about this. You're getting this? If you see somebody with a lot of wealth, say a big car, a big house, a lot of wealth in the banks, we will again have a perception. Hypothetically, you met somebody who has 50 crores of wealth. The first perception will be rich person. How about if I tell you this person has a loan of 60 crore on his head? Rich? Now see, okay, you can try this website. It has more information, and here GDP is also mentioned about US. Its GDP is 30 trillion, and what they have to give to the world is 37. I think this looks good. I think this looks good, huh? Okay, forget about it. Let us see the other countries which we thought are doing good. Can you scroll left, please? And just click World Debt Clock. Please click this. We are back to this first window which we opened up. Now, all of you would carefully see this numbers. Do you see the numbers increasing for national debt? Now, carefully see the last 2 columns. Let us understand, when a country needs money, they have 2 sources. या तो घर वालों से मांग लो पैसा या बाहर वालों से. So when a country borrows from public, it's called public debt. जब वो बाहर वालों से borrow करते हैं, it's called external debt. Let us try to decode the number here, 191 for US. So can I say in the denominator, if I take 100, it means if US is earning $100, 100 they have to give to public and 91 to external. How is the financial condition? Good or bad? Okay, let's scroll and see countries like Japan. Can you just see the numbers? How's this? Just give me one word, good or bad? Okay, can you please scroll down and see some more countries? We all think about UK. Can you just look at UK? Good or bad? Okay, what about France? Italy? Scroll down, Canada. Scroll down, Australia. Scroll down, Greece. Scroll down further, scroll down and see countries like Spain. So can I say they're actually literally in a pain? Now, can you please go up and see India, and I'm sure you would fall in love with India. Look at this. The outsiders is less than 20%, and India is managing its growth and debt with in-house borrowing only. There were times after independence that we used to go abroad and every time borrow. Waqt badal chuka hai. And do you know, India is lending to countries like US. So we have given a loan of 300 billions to US. Situations are changing. So, do you understand the world is not looking at developed markets. In fact, the developed markets are saturating. They are now focusing on developing countries. Because for them also, growth is now coming to a dead end. So here the scope is on this side. Can you please click on back to the presentation? Next slide, please. Now can you see which countries are these? Enter. Next. Next. And in focus, we are talking about one, which is India. How is the world looking at India today? Now, do you think that money would be flowing from different parts of the world? Does money flow from one country to the other country? So let's understand, people who are having money are not fools. They understand they will drive this resource wherever they can maximize it. So let us see whether this will happen in India or not. First of all, we'll like to see the story and growth picture of India. Where are we and where we are heading to? Next. Next. So let us see, and I have done a small comparison with factual data here. Next. With the current scenarios and Vision 2047. So let's understand that India today, as you all marked and said, that India is a developing country. We all agree? Do you know that we call this as Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3? So currently we are in the Tier 2 segment, which is developing, and we are heading towards being a developed nation. Do you know an interesting fact about growth? Growth is only possible to maximize when we have savings and money for reinvestments. Fortunately, India is one country where savings are phenomenally high across the world. This is actually measured in terms of MPS. In economics, you must have got this term. This is marginal propensity to save. Let's not fall in any technical terms. In simple terms, can I say out of every rupee earned, 30 paisa is saved. If 30 paisa is saved, where it is kept? It is invested. And when it is invested, you understand the growth engine starts. India currently has around 95 lakh crore of savings, and every year it grows by around 7 lakh crores. You can understand the fuel is enough for your future growth. So all those who are looking forward for your career opportunities, you understand the market is getting fueled every year. And the world has the statistics. Next, active participation. How many of you trade in shares? Anybody? Okay. How many of you have ever been to exchange websites like NSE, BSE? So next time, do one thing. Just log into NSE homepage and scroll it down, and you will find the numbers which are active on the National Stock Exchange. It has crossed 25 crore. Which is almost like 18-20% of the population. So in India, the unique number of people are less than 15%. But do you understand when we'll become developed, this market will surpass 30-40%. So what numbers you are seeing is going to go double in next few years. Which means, see, understand if markets are expanding, they require experts. It is not possible to vision a car without wheels. So we require these kind of people to fuel and support this kind of a growth. Look at the mutual fund. Anybody has a little bit idea about mutual fund when it got started in India? How many of you have heard about mutual fund? Wonderful, I appreciate. So way back in 1964, it started with 25 crores only. Today, do you know the number? The number crosses 76 lakh crores. It is the fourth fastest market of the world. And it is growing at a rate of 14%. Understand what kind of people are required. I'll share my personal experience. Do you know the people who are managing these kind of funds are called fund managers? And these expert, experienced fund managers have salaries crossed 1 crore plus a year, minimum. Last time when I was interacting from the government side with all these fund managers, and we were asking why India has so less fund managers, so they said, we are missing the experts in India. There's a shortage of skilled people. Don't you think it's an irony? A country where the population is so high, we are actually missing the skilled people. It's a gap. So the industry is willing to hire and pay. What they are looking at is skilled people. But they're not willing to compromise on semi-skilled. Semi-skilled packed with a certificate or a degree. That doesn't work. They like oranges, but fruit, because they peel the cover off. So let us understand where the gap lies here. Current population. Now, mutual fund industry, whatever size you see today, 76 lakh crore might seem impressive. But trust me, when we'll create a pie chart for the whole world, we will not be even 1%. So this is no number when we compare the world. So where is India heading to? India is heading to almost 3 to 4 times of it. Population, which is insured. You must have seen nowadays, you would also start receiving calls from insurance people and you just hung it up, not interested in stuff like this. But you understand, in developed countries, more than 50% of the population is insured. And हमारे यहाँ पर, we are not even 5%. And those who are insured are underinsured. So let's go with a common sense forecast. Times to come, this number is going to go multifold. And to run this insurance industry, we again require people. Let's understand financial planning here. All of you sitting here, can somebody raise hand, how many of you have a professional financial planner with your family wealth? And this is what the picture is of the, or you can say the sample of assessment of the entire population. Times to come, all of us would have a professional wealth manager and a financial planner. So you can understand what would be the kind of professionals that we are anticipating. One of these surveys done by government anticipates around 40 to 50 lakh finance professionals only in next few years. But then, again I'm telling you, they have to be skilled. It is not that we just need anybody here. Now, this picture will help you understand something interesting. Do you believe money is there in India? Do you believe money is there in all the countries of the world? So let us classify next, let us classify that the entire world at one side, next, and India on one side. From our perspective, can I say the world is foreigners? Can I use the word foreign here? Next. And for India, can I say domestic? So here the world would have all the currencies, next. And India would have, next. And India would have domestic investors. These investors across the world can be individuals or institutions. Do you know what is one word that we call for all the people जो बाहर वाले इंडिया में पैसा लेकर आते हैं? They are called FPI, Foreign Portfolio Investors. So बाहर से all that money would come from individuals and institution pockets are called FPI. And let me correct, इसमें NRIs count नहीं करते हम. I'll give you the numbers of NRIs, and India turns out to be the topmost country where the external repatriation, can I use a word, जो इंडिया से बाहर गए वो इंडिया पैसा भी वापस भेजते. Same thing happens with all the countries. If there are citizens of Mexico living in different parts of the world, they also send back money. लेकिन इंडिया का last year का number was 12 lakh crore. You understand, when a NRI sends money to India for investment, उसको यहाँ पर इसे invest कराना है. And for that, they require an expert. This money is not just thrown in India. It has to be diverted. Let us see next. In India, we'll have one currency. Next. Next again. Again, our money would also be lying with individuals. Imagine you have some savings, so individual, domestic investors, and domestic institutions. Now let us understand, if India is full of opportunities, if India is having lot of opportunities, the world money should slowly come to Indian doors. It has already come to Indian doors, but we have two barriers. बाहर का पैसा इंडिया में easily flow नहीं कर सकता because we have to control our market. So we have two barriers here, the regulators SEBI and RBI. ये RBI and SEBI मिलके control करते हैं. But do you understand what has happened in last 11 years? ये दरवाजे खुल गए. Next. This door has got opened up and it has been 11 years. Next. And can you forecast what is about to happen? The money is gushing in. And ये जो पैसा बाहर से आ रहा है, can you guess out this will be huge or small amount? Okay, is it a good news or bad news? Good news or bad news? Lekin, I have always heard that a coin has two sides. Are you trying to say this coin has head on both the sides? But last time when I saw the coin, it was a movie. So, do you think good news or bad news? Good news or bad news? Okay, so let me explain. Carefully listen to me and mark my words here. The good news is that huge amount of money would flow in. Okay? The bad news is that huge amount of money would flow in. Not clear? Okay, let me make it clear. So, I am talking to this boy for a minute here. ठीक है बच्चा? Let's take a case here. Suppose you have bought a bike for yourself. Okay? Driver रखा. What? अच्छा, आपका बाइक है इसलिए आप खुद ड्राइव करोगे. That is what you are trying to say, ना? Sure? याद रखना इसको. Now let's say 15 years down the line, he turns out to be a rich guy and he spends 150 crore and buys a personal plane for yourself. Obviously, खुद ही उड़ाओगे. क्यों? आपका लॉजिक तो वही है. अपना खुद चलाएंगे. So let's understand. When we have 2, 3 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh ना, तो उसके ज्ञानी हम खुद ही हो जाते. ला मैं बताता हूं. The moment you would have 100 crore, 1000 crore, 10,000 crore, we require experts for this. And you cannot even afford a scratch on your plane. Yes or no? So pilot अच्छा चाहिए. पैसे लेगा तो ले लेगा. Yes or no? So now let us understand, when the money is coming in such a huge quantums, they require experts for that. वो कहां से आएंगे? Money आ गया है. So what do you think? How would the experts get created here? जुगाड़. Okay, would you like to hire a pilot? He's a licensed pilot, लेकिन flying ज़्यादा अच्छी नहीं आती. I hope you got the answer. खाली सर्टिफिकेट से काम. And especially when you plan a good salary for the pilot. Yes or no? Let me give you a hint how much money is involved in this. Do you know when we manage somebody's money, we charge a fee which ranges from 1% to 5%. That's called an investment mandate बोलते हैं उसको. 1% से 5%. Can I go on a minimum amount 1%? Recently आपको एक example दूं. एक institution Canada से India में पैसे लेकर आया है and that amount is $5 billion. I hope you are very comfortable with million billion. Yes? Can somebody help me out? 5 billion का मतलब कितने करोड़ होता है? 1 billion is equal to 100 crores. 1 billion is equal to 100 crores. So 5 billion means 500 crore dollar. और डॉलर का भाव अभी 88, 89 छोड़ देते हैं, 90 लेते हैं रफली. 90 into 500, 45,000 crore. इसका 1% एनुअल फीस 450 करोड़ ईमानदारी के. और इसके लिए मुझे कोई जुगाड़ सेटिंग और बेईमानी नहीं करनी, स्किल चाहिए. एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड, जिस फर्म ने इस मनी को लिया है, दे रिक्वायर पीपल टू मैनेज. रेस्ट यू कैन फोरकास्ट थिंग्स. सो नेक्स्ट, शुड आई गिव यू एन आइडिया दैट दुनिया से ये पैसा कितना आ चुका है अभी तक? एंटर. लेट अस सी नेक्स्ट. सो दुनिया से ना इंडिया में कंटिन्यूसली पैसा आए जा रहा है. This FPI, this is FPI number. FPI is 70 lakh crore abhi tak. I am leaving that 1% calculation for you. So sir, 70 lakh crore. And the other side is those who are looking at long-term investment in India. यहाँ पर धंधा करना चाहते हैं, वो 97 lakh crore है. And this is marking the higher numbers. ऊपर से बाहर का पैसा NRIs भी consistently ला रहे. So, what does it all converge into? Let us understand. Next. Next. No, previous. आप previous कर रहे हो. हाँ, बस. Yes. Back. This is what is the need arising from the system. Let me give you one more hint. How many of you know that any country's economy is or GDP is driven from 3 kinds of pies: primary, secondary and tertiary? Can I say service sector? India किसी time में primary dominated था, लेकिन now it is services. The whole world is also doing this. Do you know one thing? Service industry को expand करने के लिए 2 चीजें चाहिए पूरे world को: trained humans and technology. Fortunately, India has both. Technology का तो shortage यहाँ बिल्कुल नहीं है. The only thing which is a gap is, this is what is the need of the hour. Question is, are we fitting in? So we are in the system. And all those people who have this kind of a myth in their minds now, to become rich, you need to cross ethical lines. जुगाड़, setting, ये सब करना है, ये पुरानी बातें. Genuinely skill based opportunities बहुत हैं. You don't require to cross lines here. But do you have the thought to be on this roadmap? If the answer is yes, then the highway is fantastic. Next, and that's all from my side. I am open to questions. If you have any, we can talk about that. Roadmap is 2 things. One is your skill, and once you get skill, the official license from SEBI. Licensing is not a challenge. The challenge is the skill underneath. So you can get developed as world's best fund manager here only. You don't require to go to any developed country for that. You can get it done here, and those institutes and universities abroad, I've been to some couple of universities abroad also. Trust me, we can develop things better here. You can start through many routes, starting from as small as advisor. The next bigger step would be PMS, AIF, fund management and hedge fund. Maximum scale tak ja sakte. And trust me, no limits. How many of you have heard that proverb, sky is the limit? That's actually pathetic and doesn't work today. How about if I say it differently, sky is the start and who has seen the limit? And that is what works here.
Well, I think the students sitting over here are not only from the management, they are from the MASCOM and the BCA as well. So what natural questions you must ask? So when you are doing BCA and MCA, what is the roadmap you need to follow? That question, I was expecting that you will ask from the Mehra sir. Don't you feel it? Because those who are doing the management may have a state, a bit a roadmap you might be given in your class as well, added by Mehra sir. But yes, the student of the BCA and MCA, they must ask this question. Is there a roadmap and opportunity for you over there in this area? So I expect, should you not ask this question? Yes? But yes, I am asking on your behalf, Sir Mehra sir, please.
So let us understand whether it has a scope for people who are doing MASCOM, marketing, HR, what. Let's understand this money, when this will flow, it is like a river which was dry and now getting water. You can understand with its flow, it will bring a scope for everything. Don't you understand, if a foreign firm come here or an Indian firm starts giving this kind of a service, they would not need people. They would not need people in the HR, marketing, MASCOM. Is it not required? So every organization gets completed when we have all the functions in place. It's not that money will just act like a driving force, but it will take all other functions and professionals together. And that's how the system grows. The trouble turns out to be from a country where money starts getting draining. That's the challenge. So if you go back early, say a few years back in US, what used to happen? Detroit in US was a manufacturing hub. When money started moving out to China and other countries, it turned out to be a ghost town. So the trouble is when money moves out. Our good news is that money is moving in. So you understand, it's a multi-dimensional growth and everybody sitting here would have their scope coming in because you will have businesses and opportunities created for your profession also. So it's a good news for all. It's not that only finance professionals are required. Without the other functions, how would an organization survive? So it is just a driving force. Any other questions? So, Bacha, if you just go back to that website, it is US Debt Clock, you will find most of the developing countries are having good data. However, some of the European developed countries are also good. But the ones which we normally talk about, the big ones, are in a bad shape. So it's actually a myth, it's an hallucination that all these developed countries are doing wonders. They are actually doing bad. If I converge these developed countries on a hilarious note, since all of you are matured here, let me just explain what these countries are. Have you ever heard about the Purane Nawabs of India? These people, these countries are like this. Upar Sherwani, Andar Pareshani. So it looks as if they're good, but they're really not. See, South, you're talking about South Africa or South America? South America is a continent. South America is a continent and it covers those countries which comes in these continents. So these data are specific to the countries. Please look back into the web page, you'll see that data. Yeah, Chile is a country, yes.
Rishi Mehra ji,
Sir.
we've been seeing that very good picture has been painted for India and in next 20 years down the line. When we talk about the geopolitical situation around the world, lot many wars are going on. One, tariffs taken up by the US. Two, then there is H-1B visa cases coming on. Four, three, then they are also instigating the European Union countries to go against India. Four, then again we have been enemies around borders like China and other things. Five, and all these things in geopolitical situations is moving in different situations as far as India is concerned. So now, if I'm a student over here in India, we've been saying that when the students are going out to the other countries, you can say developed countries, the number of students going abroad is now receding. And we are saying this is going down.
Yes.
So where we should look at towards India inside national boundaries or beyond national boundaries, where we have to invest in our time, beyond national borders or inside national borders?
Wonderful, sir. I would love to take this question here. This is quite relevant because this is actually the talk of the town. Everybody is talking about the geopolitical factors and so many things, and especially which are now bombarded from Trump's side. You know, it has become the headlines of the news almost every day, what exactly he's trying to do, what will happen to India and blah, blah, blah. So let me just try to simplify things here. See, let us understand every country is now not in isolation. We are not an island. We are connected with each other. So let us understand, let me just give you a situation. Imagine there is a train wagon, single wagon lying on the rails, and let's say another one hits it. You know, there is a probability it gets derailed. But how about if there are many wagons which will get clubbed together and forms a big train? So understand, this is called, in economic terms, it's called coupling effect. Due to this coupling, the size becomes huge, and shocks given from any corner, it turns out to be affecting relatively less. So what has happened actually in last half a century, the countries have started getting integrated. Can I use the word globalization? With all this globalization and integration, there is a strength also. At the same time, the risk is gone big. Because if this time the train derails, the entire train will get derailed. So the world is now getting insulated, at the same time turning out to be a bigger risk for each other. You see a lot of challenges in European market, but what has happened after European Union has come into place, these challenges were handled. So when we are talking about these geopolitical things, they are called sovereign risk. हर country sovereign risk झेलती है, झेलेगी भी. And every time we take decisions, we understand factors change and their impact change. लेकिन क्या आज से 5 साल बाद ये factors नहीं होंगे? Answer is होंगे. शायद एक factor का impact कम होगा और दूसरे का बढ़ जाएगा. So this is exactly the way we have to take decisions. Then coming to the point whether we should be taking decisions of going abroad or coming back, there is a term you must have seen in news, reverse migration. How many have heard this news, reverse migration? जो लोग बाहर जा रहे थे ना, they are now coming back because they don't see that kind of an opportunity there and they have to come back. My brother stays in Canada and he was talking about that people coming from India are working at $10 an hour removing ice from their doorways. So we go with the charm of turning out to be somebody else. They don't require these kind of people. They're looking at a low profile, unskilled or semi-skilled people there. They're not looking at managers. They're not looking at experts, masters. उनके पास scope ही नहीं है इन्हें absorb करने का. So once you land there, you start compromising. And you have many videos on YouTube. Please look into that. Before taking a desire to step outside. It is possible that next step might be reverse migration. So when Indians should think about expanding and growing abroad is, see, imagine, I'm just sharing something which I'm not supposed to, since I come from the government side. There is an interesting development. In next 10 years, the government plans to make India as a global financial service hub. Which means when today we talk about watches, we say Switzerland. Yes? Next time when people will say financial services, we'll say India. This is what would be happening. So if you are related to service industries, then it makes sense to stay here. Yes, if you are somewhere into some oil explorations, or आपकी एक company है which you want to expand, please go abroad. You are into some business and your business is big and you want to explore something. तो इंडिया के पास कॉपर की शॉर्टेज है. Go to Chile, somebody just marked Chile. Go there and excavate. So we need to go strategic. जो चीज इंडिया में रिच है उसको यहीं एक्सप्लोर करना है. जो इंडिया में वीक है उसको बाहर जाकर एक्सप्लोर करना है. It has to go very strategic, and that will give the best throttle to your potentials. So I guess I'm able to answer a little bit.
Thank you.
Yes, bacha. Very good news. Very good news. Excellent, and a dent to US in long term. Let us understand today they can do this. But from where will they get these skilled people overnight? From where? And if the companies, let's say an individual pays $1 lakh, you understand? If you are paying it, you'll expect a higher salary. If your company is paying it, they are paying more cost. So hit kaun hua? US. And if you are a doctor, you're a doctor anywhere. इससे इंडिया में सेटअप्स होंगे. So big size companies will now come to India, hire the best brains and develop it here. Trust me, it's a blessing in disguise. The US president will cry over all these things in long term. Yes, anything else? Okay. That's it from my side. Thank you very much.